Joe, many congratulations. Superb straight win over Damon Heta. Safely through to the last 16. You must be a very happy man tonight.
Yeah. I didn't for 1 minute expect to beat Damon 4-0. You know, he put in a great performance against Adrian, and I didn't expect that. But I'm one of those that, you know, throw myself a little bit on confidence. So I always thought I could win, and I always knew I could win. But you don't want to have that arrogance, especially sort of on social media, things like that. It gets sort of misportrayed. But I was confident going into tonight's game, given my record against Damon as well, especially.
I think it was a 177 set-up shot in the first set, 180 in the second set, and then the 108 finish in the third set. You show your class in the big moments, which must really please.
Like I've done a few interviews before this one, and I thought I played the big legs really, really well. And I think that a lot of it's down to sort of the Premier League. You have those moments every single Thursday night, whether you win or lose. So it's one of those. I think I've gained a lot more experience, especially in the big legs, and I thought I was a worthy winner tonight. I know 4-0 suggests that I was, but I don't think it was a 4-0 game, but I thought I was a worthy winner regardless of the result.
Would you say that's been the biggest improvement in your game over the last 18 months, the ability to produce your best in the biggest moments?
Maybe so, yeah. Like I said, when I remember the night in Rotterdam that I won, I don't think I was great, but the big legs I played really well. I think it was 5 each with Michael in the final in Rotterdam against a Dutchman, and I think it back to that one. I feel like I played the big moments a lot better than I previously did, and that's what it's about in set play. You know, those fifth legs are really, really crucial, and I thought I did well tonight.
You mentioned it, the record against Damon coming into tonight, 10-2 at the match play, beat him at the World Grand Prix. How much of an influence do you think that did have on tonight's game?
Maybe on him, maybe subconsciously. I put a little bit of pressure on myself because I knew that I had a good record against him. But he's a fantastic player, and I think this year he's been one of the best finishers as well. So if you give him a chance, you know he's going to take it. But I think it's one of those. I think on TV, I think I'd back myself a little bit more against Damon rather than sort of on a European tour or something like that, because I just think I've got that. I think I've got that little bit of an edge over him. But yeah, not taking anything away from him. I know he's obviously social media is a big thing. And I know that he's had a bit of bad news, and it's one of those things that can either spur you or it can go the other way. And you know, I wish him well on that, but it's one of those things. Darts is a selfish game, and I'm absolutely over the moon to be in the last 16.
And now looking ahead to the last 16, it's either going to be Martin Schindler or Michael Smith. Any preference on the opponent?
Yes, Martin Schindler. He's not as good as Michael Smith, so I'd rather play Martin Schindler.
Cheers, Joe.
Right?
Joe, on that one, obviously you'd rather play Martin Schindler. Would part of you like a bit of revenge on Michael Smith for the slam?
No, it's one of those. If Martin can beat Michael, then he's deserved it. You know, Michael, he's in that sort of shape at the minute. He's not going to give a game away. So if Martin beats him, he's going to have to work for it. But it's one of those. It's, you know, I think my TV record this year, I've lost to either top 5 player or the winner. So it's one of those. It's the World Championships. You're not going to get an easy ride. But like I said, if you're going to ask me straight out, I'd rather play Martin Schindler because he's not as good of a player as Michael Smith is. But whoever it is will deserve it, and whoever it is, I'll be banging for the game.
The form you showed tonight, real solid performance. That's title-winning form you're showing at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't want to show your hand too early, do you? I thought it was solid, and I thought the big legs I played well. So, like I say, it's not getting carried away. It was a good performance. It was a solid performance, but it's only got to the last 16, so I'll reset and I'll be ready for the last 16.
You seem really relaxed at the moment, laughing and joking no matter what's thrown at you. Is this the most relaxed you've felt at Alexandra Palace?
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, I just excuse me. I just did an interview there for one of the German TV, and I've had a bit of a different outlook since I lost my mum. And it's just the worst that happens after this is I go home. That's literally the worst that happens. It's not. It's literally a game of darts. What? There's no issue. There's nothing. No one's going to die. No one's going to go anywhere. It's literally a game of darts. So that's the way I've looked at it. And I think that sort of fresh outlook that I've had on it has had a good influence on my game. As you can see, I won the Masters and got in the Premier League. So it's that's the way I look at things now. When the worst happens, I go home.
Joe, many congratulations. Thanks,
nice one. Cheers, Bob.
Joe, do you put your improvement down to being in that Premier League and playing the best week in, week out?
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe subconscious. Yeah. The Premier League's tough. You know, everyone strives to get in it, and it's just when you're in it, it's not all the glitz and glamour. It's a lot of travelling. It's a lot of things that you don't want to do. But you know, it's the pinnacle of darts. It's the best players in the world, and like I say, I'm hopeful to be in next year, so I'll be doing everything I possibly can to get in next year.
Earlier in your career, you obviously didn't have the best record here, but you seem to be producing good darts again here now. Is that just pressure off, do you think?
Yeah, I think I was a little bit naive the first few times that I was here. You just come here relying on your ability and not really putting the practice in, but other people are miles ahead of you. If people are practicing and hungry and you're not, then you're going to get found out, and that's what happened the early part of my career. But I think you can see by the results that I've had in the last few years that you can see sort of when I've not started taking it seriously, because that's the wrong term of it, but you can see when I've really sort of turned a corner and changed the game.
Is that just not relying on just natural ability? You've really got to put the effort in.
Yeah, it's definitely that. Like I say, I think on natural ability I can live with anyone, but if you're going to rely on that, you're going to get found out, which I did early doors, and it's one of those. I've put a lot of practice in. I've dedicated a lot of my life to darts, and I'm reaping the rewards now. So hopefully, come January 3rd, I'll be world champion.
Cheers, Jack.
Nice, thank you.